What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And we're going to be talking about a couple of awesome books for you this week.
Oh, man. Look at all these books.
Yeah.
They are books, indeed, and not even comic books. We're going to be talking about stuff by Charles Dickens.
Wuthering Heights.
I thought Heathcliff was ridiculous in this book.
You mean the cat? The cartoon cat?
The cartoon cat.
No one should
All
terrorize
right, we're going to
his-
move on with this. First, we're going to talk about Fallen Sun, Death of Captain America, Iron Man, the last issue of this 5-issue miniseries. I thought it was all right. It was fine. Pete, you liked it, though, right?
Accept-
Yeah, you used to cheer towards the death.
Well, not the cheer, but I'm just like, you gotta accept it. You have to move on now. It's tough. It's a whole
Acceptance.
grieving process, and we've been through all the stages together, so now we can be like, all right, he's dead. But the underlying thing is Iron Man is always shady. Even when he's, like, hey, I'm just doing things, he's always got stuff he's doing behind the
Magic.
scenes. Magic
Little
things.
table magic.
He's like, yeah, this is really Captain America. Nope.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I thought this was very good. It was very sad.
Yeah.
The speech that Falcon gives in this issue is very nice.
Yeah.
And it
They've
really...
made reference to it in a couple of other issues, I think,
Yep.
earlier
Yep.
issues of this
Yep.
miniseries, other series. So it's nice to finally get to see that, I think, and see that it actually was a very well-written speech.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's nice. It kind of goes over the whole history of Captain America. It's nice to see that.
Some great splash pages.
Yeah, John Cassidy really hits
Awesome
it with the art.
art.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so the end is, not to spoil it, but I will. Captain America is put to an icy rest with the same place he was discovered by Namor, the submariner.
And
I
Namor's
think it's
taking care of.
Namor, the Submariner.
Well,
Ask Cap. If we could ask Cap,
Yeah,
We can't,
he could
Cap's
say.
dead.
but we can't.
But I'm pretty sure it's Namor, the Submariner.
Accept it!
All right! All right, I accept it. Now I'm going to move on to the other. Here's a coin.
I'm going to be doing table magic all day.
It's very good. It's well done. It was definitely a very hyped issue. There was a ton of press
Yeah.
about it because this issue happened around July 4th.
Totally.
And Captain America dying around July 4th, etc. But
That's our nation's birthday. Spoiler.
I'm glad you spoiled me that.
spoiler: Halloween is October 31st.
Get your costumes now. I really like this bit here. Tony Stark gets up to speak, and the only thing he says is, "It wasn't supposed to be this way," and then walks away from the podium. And then there's a shot of Ben Grimm going, "Oh, brother," and rolling his eyes. But that was a delight. A nice commentary.
Here's one other thing that I want to point out, just because we're being really nitpicky, is the pallbearers are Ben Grimm, Black Panther, Rick Jones, Miss Marvel, the Falcon, and Iron Man. And everybody is just totally, looking like regular people, except for Miss Marvel, who's dressed in, a nice black pantsuit and her mask for no particular reason.
It's sexy.
I guess.
You gotta be sexy at funerals like that.
Whatever. Anyway, would you guys recommend picking this one up?
Yeah, but I thought it was weird how, the original Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman couldn't come back, for the funeral.
They're having a second honeymoon
Yeah.
on
Well,
an actual
It's
moon.
Captain
Yeah.
America,
A
all
moon
right?
of
You
Saturn.
call a timeout and pay some respects, all right? That's all I'm
Were
saying.
they really that close?
I would hope so.
It's not like a fraternity.
All right, we're going to move on to talk about our next issue, which is the Astounding Wolfman #2. This is a follow-up to the free comic book day special that
Yeah.
we released, which was a full first issue of this. So it's certainly been a long time coming. Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, I feel like kudos for actually doing something on free comic book day.
Yes,
and
cheers
then
to them.
Well, it's, because some people just do reprints and it's not, like, I go out for free comic book day, so I'm excited when someone goes out of their way and does something for the fans.
I go to the store, I'm putting myself out there. I want someone else to be
I
putting
just
themselves
want
out
to
there.
meet some ladies. I go to the comic book store.
just
hopefully I'll
having a
meet
good
some
time,
ladies.
Let's all relax.
I shouldn't talk.
Be cool.
I guess that's the point. I
No,
shouldn't.
you
No,
shouldn't.
no.
If we have one lesson you take away from the show, is don't talk, Pete.
Ever. Cheers to them for following that up. Jeers for following up so late,
Yeah.
if I may.
Cheers on the Astounding Wolfman's new costume. Jeers on when he doesn't wear his costume at the end.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I wasn't excited about it. I was like, oh, he's going to be a costume. And I was like, I kind of liked his karate pajama pants better.
Well, also his costume has gloves on it that save moonlight. In them little balls that save moonlight.
Yeah.
So I guess when day comes, he's like, I'm not done being a wolf man. Looking like,
Just to give a little bit of explanation for those of you who aren't reading it, he is an actual werewolf. He was bitten by a werewolf, I guess.
Yes.
Got the powers of werewolf, but he's using it. He's really excited to be a superhero. So this issue is essentially kind of the superhero origin issue. He's training. He's learning about his powers. He gets a costume.
he's hooked up with a vampire, who's kind of his mentor, who's building a secret facility underneath a mini mall.
But his poor wife They were getting it on, and then he transforms. She's ruined.
She's ruined?
She's going to have psychological problems.
This is-
They'll never
this
be
is a
able to
very-
get it on again.
This is a
Look
very
at that.
prim and proper show. Not only have we been saying cheers and jeers, but we've been referring to the fact that women are ruined once they sleep with a man.
No, I'm saying that this poor lady is, trying to have sex with her husband, and then he transforms into a wolf. And then he goes and rips someone's heart out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little twist at the end of the issue. Kirkman always throws in twists in whatever stories he's doing. This one, he's very, I don't know what exactly the word is, but he's very like, oh, it'll be nice to be a superhero. Oh, good, I'll save people. That would be cool. Yeah. And then, as soon as he has sex with his wife and she's ruined, he just goes nuts and starts ripping people's hearts out. Yeah. So, what's going on, you guys?
Beware your libido.
Yeah. That being said, with all of that explanation out of the way, I wasn't crazy about the second issue.
Yeah, it has a lot of Invincible in this, and I don't know if Kirkman can't really, if that's just his style or what, but maybe Jeers.
Yeah.
I'm more excited just the fact that it's there than, it's like
It
oh, cool, the
exists.
Wolfman. Yeah, I'm like, cool, the Wolfman.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of cool, but it hasn't blown me away yet.
I have hopes for the series. Certainly, everything that Kirkman has done from Walking Dead to Invincible has gotten better and better as it's gone along.
Straight up, definitely.
Speaking of something that's actually finishing up its run in comic book history, Why the Last Man, we're up to issue 57 out of 60. This issue was awesome.
What?
Uh-oh.
Yes, you heard me.
Surprise!
Awesome. All right. I'll say what I thought was great,
Okay.
and then you don't talk.
I also think it was awesome.
Yes,
Good.
there you
Well,
go.
glad you guys were in the same shirt.
First of all, copious nudity in this issue.
Yeah! It was Yo, but that girl's ruined after this issue. Am I right?
Yorick, who's been searching since the beginning of a series for his girlfriend, Yorick's the last man, in case you're going to guess it from the title.
Yeah.
He finally meets back with his girlfriend after
Beth.
57 issues. They totally do it
5 years.
everywhere.
Yeah, they do it all
absolutely everywhere, and then they break up. Spoiler.
Well, they don't actually say they break up. He's just upset. They have a real nice Adam and Eve thing throughout, which I think is what they were going for. They're naked through most of it. And then she puts her clothes on when it starts to go bad. Kind of,
That's
like
the first
shame.
sign.
It's very biblical. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this. So it eventually comes out, Beth, when the plague hit that killed out all the men, she was on the phone with Yorick and she said, listen, there's something I need to tell you. Plague hits, all the men die. He never gets to hear what she was going to say. It turns out what she was going to say is, I think we should break up.
Bad breakup, right?
Yeah,
Every
so-
man dies, but you. All your bros are dead.
So Yorick, when he hears this, gets really upset and leaves, which I kind of understand it in a certain way, but at the same point, I feel like he spent years searching for his girlfriend just to get her back, and he's like, you're going to break up with me? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it sucked. We've read this comics, it's been fantastic. 57 issues. Will they reunite? They finally do. It's magical. Like the issue before, I was like, oh my God, it's her. I couldn't believe it.
And then she's ruined.
And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh
But
yeah.
he does the ruining.
But then it's like, after all we've been through, they're just gonna be like, nah, you know what? I was like, what? You can't destroy everything you've built up in one issue by saying, yeah, I wanted to break up with you this whole
But if
time.
you
Thanks for traveling all over the world and all the adventures and everything you've been through, but you know what? You're done.
Yeah, but the whole time he was having these adventures with Agent 355,
Yeah.
who he truly loves.
And how funny was that when she did the whole, like, I want to trade my gun for a dress, and then the lady was like, what, don't rob me, oh my God.
Yeah,
It was weird.
Funny scene.
Women are like that.
There's still 3 issues left, which seems like not a lot of time to wrap up everything, but I do think they haven't gotten rid of Beth from any of the issues. She's still involved in the action.
Oh, she's at the heart of the cliffhanger when they find out that Yorick has a daughter.
Right. Yorick has a daughter with another girl named Beth.
That's kind of weird.
That's totally weird.
Yo, he's got breakup issues.
I only have sex with girls named Jessica.
What?
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird,
Oh,
right?
that
Glad
is
my
totally weird.
fiance's
I
not
ruined
named
it.
Jessica.
Yeah.
That's weird.
The Jessica ruiner. Wow.
Yeah, that's me. All right, we're
hell
going to
of a
move on. Talk
supervillain.
about little thing was posted on the blog the other week about DC Comics is launching Zuda Comics, which initially was supposed to be like a YouTube kind of thing, except for user-submitted comics. What it turns out it actually is, it's essentially a virtual slush pile. So, slush pile is an actual publishing term, guys.
what?
Not like
Sure.
no, it is.
Sure.
It's
I
a
get made
submission
fun
pile.
for
Yeah.
ruined, but you can say slush pile?
It's a
I can
garbage
because
hole.
it's an actual term.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So what people could do is they could submit 3x5
Slush.
index cards to the slush pile to DC Comics editors, and the DC Comics editors, starting in October, will put up the best, what they think are the best of those comics, about 10 per week or per month, depending. They haven't completely decided yet. And through some process, maybe those will end up being comic books. There was a little bit of discussion on the blog about what this means for the future of comics in terms of are online comics good or not.
Well, there's been a lot of hype about comics going digital, but it's not really happening yet. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a big move. I know a lot of people that read comics illegally online.
What?
Are we allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say that? Bang! Oh, God, what happened? And they really like it, but that's because they're too cheap to buy these. And I think if everyone had their choice, they would read the paper comics.
Well, I kind of feel like it's the kind of the way that television is going, where it's like, hey, if you got a pilot, submit it, and maybe you'll get a deal. You know, it's like they're kind of reaching out where it's like, let's get the fans involved and try to, throw them a bone.
I mean, the hot buzzword is UGC, user-generated content. I mean, that's pretty much all I've been hearing lately. Yeah, I'm really in with the industry again.
Yeah, wow.
So it certainly seems like an attempt of DC maybe being like, hey, we're totally hip, you dudes. Come on, we'll hang out and eat candy in my basement.
But it's like,
Cool, yeah.
they called it the crap pile. It's like, why don't you submit crap?
No, it's an
Slush.
actual term. It's an actual
Like,
publishing term.
and maybe
called
we'll
the slush pile.
sift through
It's
the
not like they
pile
called
of
it a
crap,
slush pile.
and we'll pick something out that really is horrible that we
Submit it
should.
to the
it's
crap
not-
hole. And maybe you get your
I'm
comic
sorry, DC Comics, that you're being punished for an actual term that I mentioned to these guys that they didn't know. I don't.
You're being punished, too.
I don't like reading comics online right now. I have to
Me
say
either.
it's kind of tough to read them most of the time. They take a really long time to download. When you do, it's very tough to read through them the proper way. What I think it needs more than anything else is somebody coming up with a way that it's easier to look through all of the online comics. You know what I mean?
Oh, like some sort of website to kind of sift through the whole thing.
Some kind of website to sift through the thing, somebody that makes an easier system, somebody to come up with that last innovation where like, oh, this actually is like reading a comic book online.
It completely turns me off. I would rather have something in my hands that I can kind of read through, that I can bring on the train or whatever. I like the portability of these things, and I love the
You take 'em anywhere.
just holding it in my hands. It's nice,
Yeah. Tactile.
That being said, like when I'm traveling sometimes, I usually end up traveling on a Thursday, so I get my comics on a Wednesday. Hold on, I'm getting somewhere with this. I get my comics on a Wednesday, and then I have a huge stack of comics that I'm traveling with, that then the rest of the weekend, because I read them on the plane ride out, I'm just sitting there with a stack of loose comics hanging in my bag, which is kind of lame. If I could go to the store, plug in my digital device, whatever it is, my digital comic download device, or DCD.
That I know that term. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Digital
that's-
comic
yeah.
device.
Then
I'm familiar with that.
Then I could actually bring that on the plane, and that would be a lot easier and eco-friendly to use.
Wow. Only travels on Thursday. That's amazing.
I would
What
like a
religion
little
is that?
floating pod
All right,
next to me that carries my comics.
I guess that's a nice place of tying it up. You guys let us know what you think about these books. We've sent our opinion about this. We want to hear what you think. There's two ways you can talk back to us. One, write us at tips@pulpsecret.com. The other way, if you want to leave us a review on our phone line, call 213-291-1883. Leave us a message, and we'll play it here on the show, which is pretty cool, right?
Even if it's about our personal appearance, anything,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Girls you've ruined,
Yeah.
etc.
And just leave a list of girls you've
Yeah,
ruined.
let us know if we're sweating enough
And
for
for
it.
the ladies, yeah.
All right, that's it for the stack. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Cheers and jeers.